Hey y'all, I'm going to show you how to make a realistic mock-up. First of all, the canvas size is a 10 by 10 or 3000 by 3000. Right now I'm inserting a photo. It is a background removed skirt that my friend made. So I'm just kind of centering it in, and then we're going to reduce the saturation. Bring it all the way down to 0%, and then we'll up the brightness a little bit to make it a little bit more white. That's going to make your print really stand out whenever we get to the end. So then I'm going to duplicate it, and I'll duplicate it again. The first one I'm going to make all black. It's going to be our shadow later. I'll go ahead and unclick that one, and we're going to unclick the one above that too. Now this top one, we're going to keep everything. We're going to use the mask to delete. A mask, when you put a mask on top of something and you use black, it's basically an eraser, but it's better than an eraser because you can outline the stuff that you want to erase and then fill it in with the drop tool. So right now I'm just erasing the band from the top. By doing these in separate layers, it'll give it more depth whenever you put your print on there, because then everything's not one piece. I went ahead and merged the mask and the skirt, and I went ahead and duplicated it again. And we're going to turn off the bottom one. Looks like I forgot to turn it off, but I'll realize that in a second. There we go. So this one is going to be for the underneath of the skirt. You know how you can kind of see the inside a little bit. This is also going to give it more depth because you don't want it to... A real print wouldn't run into the underneath of the print of the skirt. Super easy. You can see I use the drop tool to fill in some of those holes so I don't have to color in the whole thing. Makes my life a lot easier. Saved a lot of time too. Got one more little spot, and then we're done. So we're gonna go through and merge that one, and then we'll turn everything back on. That way we have a full skirt again. Went ahead and turned on the shadow layer too. And so for the layer that's gonna be above on your skirt, this is gonna be your main skirt, the very top. It's gonna be a clipping mask, and we're gonna set it to linear burn. Linear burn is going to make sure the print looks like the print. It's not going to make it look weird. And I'm going to go ahead and rename it. I share some of my mock-ups with other people, so this way they know which one is the print layer. I'm just adding my print right here. And there you can see it looks pretty realistic to me. I just duplicate it. It makes it a lot easier than setting a clipping mask over and over, setting the linear burn over and over. So all you have to do is click clipping mask, and then we can duplicate it again and bring it down. So you should have a print here in between each of your things except for the shadow. And if you look right here, I'm gonna circle it for you. You can see that's where the line is. Like that's where the waistband meets the actual skirt. If we adjust this just a little bit, it gives it depth. So the print is still the same, but it doesn't line up. Same at the bottom right here. You're just gonna move it just a little bit. That way they don't line up. It looks more realistic. Now this one that's the underside layer, I'm gonna lower the brightness just a little bit because usually on the inside of fabric it's not as vibrant as the outside. Then lastly, I rename all my layers so I know which one is which. That's the waistband, the middle one is the insides, spell today, so I put inside pieces. And then lastly, it'll be the main skirt. I went ahead and deleted that top layer, and then we'll do the shadow. This really just depends on what kind of background you want to use. If it's more flat, you can do a smaller shadow. If you're using, something that has a lot of shadow in it, you can do the shadow bigger. So just use Gaussian blur, and it's gonna create a shadow for you. So I just changed the background a little bit so you can kind of see how the shadow looks on top of different colors. But I prefer mine on white. You can even, you lower the opacity or up it if you want it more. But that's it. That's a realistic mock-up.